What's up, everyone? Welcome into DodgerHeads, presented by DodgerBlue.com. My name is Jeff Spiegel, joined today by Matthew Moreno and special guest Nichol Whiteman, CEO of the Los Angeles Dodgers Foundation. Nichol, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to join us. How are you today?
I'm doing really good, Jeff. Thank you to Matt and you for having me on.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're excited to hear more about the work that you all are doing. So I'll just sort of ease our way into the swimming pool here, if you will. For those who are uninitiated, they may know the Los Angeles Dodgers Foundation exists, but that might be it. What's kind of your 30-second soundbite for how you describe your organization to people that are unfamiliar?
Yes, thank you, Jeff. So the Los Angeles Dodgers Foundation, we are the charitable arm of the Los Angeles Dodgers, and our mission is around tackling LA's most pressing problems, and that is homelessness, education, healthcare, and social justice. And so we envision a city where every Angelino should have the opportunity to thrive. And ultimately, we are funding programs and also running programs all through a social justice lens.
Yeah, Nichol, so you mentioned the programs, and I know we've been fortunate enough to cover a lot of the work that you guys do, whether, LA Reads event, the Dodgers Dreamfields that I know we're going to get into, but you're so involved throughout the city. And I think it's important too to note that, it's not just literally the city of Los Angeles. You guys span, all over Southern California. What is the process like when determining, where and how to sort of invest the foundation's time and resources?
Yeah, well, first, Matt, we focus on our focus areas. So we're talking about homelessness, education, healthcare, and social justice, and really how organizations or programs fall into those four buckets. We're also really looking at those who need it most. When we say that we want every Angelino to thrive, regardless of zip code, it means that we have to focus on neighborhoods, to your point, in Los Angeles and in greater Los Angeles, who are in dire need. When we think about the statistics that impact Los Angeles, we really are just, in some really tough situations in certain neighborhoods. So we're really honing in on those who we feel can really use the resources and services of the Dodgers to open up, provide access and opportunity to increase the possibilities for those particular communities.
One thing that I think I'm fortunate as a Dodgers fan is to see not only the work that the foundation has done, but I'm remembering all the players that have come through and guys who have their own sort of nonprofit charitable endeavors. Of course, Justin Turner comes to mind in particular. I'm just curious, like when new players come in, if they have a passion point or something that they're heavily involved with, how does that kind of get integrated, if at all, with what the Dodgers Foundation is doing?
Yeah, I absolutely love how generous our players currently are and have been over the years. We get a chance to get in front of them at spring training, which is quite unique and really special. And so the opportunity to share with folks kind of who is the Dodgers Foundation and what we do from the very beginning, I think is important as you think about the grueling schedule that they have all season long. We do a lot of things. And so I feel like there's a lot of entry points and a lot of alignment in terms of how players can work with us. And most fans have seen it, but whether it's literacy that you care about or it's sports for young people, whether that's baseball, softball, whether that's food insecurity, we have different ways in which they can partner with us. One of my favorite things to do is to partner with players who do have foundations or funds or charitable interests where they want to get involved. So whether that's from a fundraising perspective or it's let's do a collab event together or let's support an organization together. When we show up in that way, the community absolutely loves it. And I feel like it just amplifies the issue, the organization, the leadership, and more.
Yeah. One of the programs that I know is kind of probably the most forward facing and the one that I feel like I hear the most about is the Dreamfields program. I was excited to read about that as I was preparing for this. You're aiming to get to 75 Dreamfields by 2033, 75th anniversary of the Dodgers. Tell me a little bit about how you plan to make that happen in the next 9 years. I'm not a guy that sets goals for like the next 9 years of my life. I think about what I'm going to do in the next like 9 days of my life, but kudos to you. I'm curious to hear the process. And then also what sort of impact have these fields made in the communities where they already exist?
Yeah, Dodgers Dreamfields, to your point, is one of our most visible programs because they are very high quality baseball and softball fields in the greater LA area. To date, yes, we are actually about to open up Dreamfields 61, 62, and 63 on May 18th, just in a few weeks now. And we'll break ground on 64 and 65 this fall, actually. And we are on our way to a goal of 75 fields. Our fields are really safe spaces. We create them as green spaces in communities that can provide young boys and girls, again, in challenge situations with a quality baseball field so they too can participate and play in the game. We've seen increases in participation as far as baseball and softball are concerned, but also coaching. And then even more, Dodgers Dreamfields are places of pride. And so the activity on the fields, yes, it's baseball and softball, but it's also just community involvement, community events. And so it brings families and neighborhoods to the park, hence eliminating sometimes violence or unwanted individuals at the park who ultimately might bring a different element. And so they are safe spaces, yes, in the physical sense, but they also create a different sense of pride. We mirror the Dodgers scoreboards here at the stadium at our parks. And so people love that look and that field. We bring the Dodger brand to that community. We ensure that all of the parks are built to a certain, quality, if you will. The 75 strategy is something that we launched when we hit 50 fields. We said, what are we going to do? So we're like, we're going to build 25 more. Really unique spaces, really thinking about, communities, again, that need it most, but also where can we go where we can partner with city entities or nonprofits or even school-based organizations who are actually bringing students to a park that's open to the whole community and really do that. We've now literally gone all the way out to San Bernardino to the point you made earlier, which is Dreamfields 61, 62, and 63. And then we'll be a little closer to Dodger Stadium for Dreamfields 64 and 65. We've done some fields in there that are Kershaw Challenge fields. We've done Adrian Gonzalez and Betsy Gonzalez when he was a player and he's still involved with the foundation. So we've been able also to really do these in partnership with some of our players. And we're really excited about how that looks moving forward as well.
So sort of sticking with the Dreamfields a little bit, can you pull back the curtain? What is that process like from when you decide, okay, this is where we want to build one to then getting it constructed? I think it averages probably about a year, maybe year and a half.
Yeah, it's about a year. So if we go backwards, it takes us about 3 to 4 months to actually do an average size field. Some of our recent projects, as you know, have been multi-field projects and a little bit bigger in this 75 strategy. And so ultimately, we have worked to essentially maybe build in a 6-month time frame. We use the first 6 months of that, which then equates to about a year, to really get into agreements with the partner. Essentially, we're borrowing the field from the entity that owns the field to be able to bring in our construction management company, build out the field, really think and talk through ongoing maintenance with them, and really just make sure that we're getting in there. And it's not just, hey, let's put up a fancy dugout, but does the sprinkler system and the irrigation need to be taken care of? So we go deep to make sure that obviously these are long lasting impact, but it does take about a year and sometimes even 18 months, depending on sort of where you're looking and who's involved. Good partners make for a really good process. And we've worked with some amazing people to produce Dreamfields, whether that be in the city of LA, county of LA, city of Inglewood, Hawthorne, Compton, you name it.
And I know they obviously require significant resources to put all this together for these communities. And one way, you guys kind of fulfill that is with the 50-50 raffle at the stadium. Yes. What is that like? How exciting is that for the foundation when, fans are packing every night? And so to see them sort of participating and watching, I don't ever get to see, when we're at the stadium, they put up winners. What I'm curious about those, I've never seen somebody go and say, hey, I'm the winner. Have you been able to witness something like that and how excited they get?
Yes. Meeting and greeting winners and winners reaching out to you is so just it's enriching. It feels really good. It's very exciting. Ultimately, to have the 50-50 raffle and have fans be able to participate every single game in supporting the Los Angeles Dodgers Foundation. Some people see it as a small way, right? But honestly, it's a really big way in the sense of every little dollar counts. And so when a lucky fan every single game is going away with half the jackpot, it's really, really special. Some of the fans who win, they tell us amazing stories about what they've used the money for. And some people have actually really needed the money. And so we're going to be doing even more storytelling around those people who won pots this year as well. But 50-50 raffle this year, our goal is $5 million. Fans helped us reach $4 million in 2022, $3-point-something million in 2023. So we're going up.
So also one of the other programs that the Dodgers Foundation has is Dodgers Dream Team. And I know that the new season just started a few days ago. What is that like for you guys to get to see, kids kind of, and coaches also, learning? I feel like that's kind of a twofold program.
Yes, absolutely. So we're in our 11th season of our Dodgers Dream Team program. This year, 13,000 kids across LA and Long Beach will get the opportunity to play baseball and softball. We literally have this sports-based youth development program because we want to be able to provide resources and services to youth in neighborhoods who ultimately are experiencing what we consider social injustices, right? They don't have access to the sport because of the cost. They don't have access to the sport because maybe transportation issues, family wise, coaches who aren't trained. And so we do it twofold in the sense that we're providing free baseball and softball to these young boys and girls across all of these 99 locations. But we're also making sure that coaches are trained, that families have food, and all of the basic necessities, and then wraparound services for health and education for the actual students. So when we think about our participants, we think about it as this comprehensive circle where ultimately we're doing community events wrapped around baseball and softball practices and games, but also ensuring that the adults in the program have the resources that they need as well. It's just really exciting when you think about us having gone from 2,000 players 11 years ago to now, being able to look at 13,000 participants across 99 locations, but we have 16 fantastic partners that help us execute this on the ground, along with our health and education partners, and a lot of the broader Dodger world that just brings to bear a lot of resources. So we tend to be this hub and this sort of convener of all the pieces that come together. And then we get that player layer where, the guys will get involved and come out to our Dodger days and come out to a lot of the events associated. We just recently launched a coach's playbook. So for the first time ever, we actually have an actual guide and curriculum for coaches that guides our coaches trainings with our partners, but also it just shows people how intentional we are about ensuring that the adults in the program are showing up for the youth in the best possible way.
That's awesome.
I love hearing about all of it because, again, the Dodgers brand, we know the power of the Dodgers brand and sort of the sway that it holds and the influence it has. And so, to see that influence being used for good in all of these ways is a beautiful thing. One last event I did want to ask about before we go here. The Blue Diamond Gala. This is, sort of the party that you all get to throw. Ed Sheeran is going to be there this year. It's going to be, the guys get all dressed up. Everybody's got their own sort of style and vibe. I love the interviews that come from this, all that kind of thing. But talk us through this night and sort of how it fits into maybe the overall big picture philosophy mission of the foundation.
Yeah, you know what? The Blue Diamond Gala, we call it the party for LA. And it really is, this is the foundation for LA. And so ultimately on that night, we get to celebrate all of the forces, all the people, all the communities, all the partners who make up the Los Angeles Dodgers Foundation. It's a visibility tool, of course, in terms of giving people a better sense of who the Dodgers are under the glitz and glamour of Dodger Stadium, with a football-sized pre-party tent and then the actual concert on the field. This year, we are featuring Ed Sheeran. We're really excited about our fundraising goals and looking to get over $4 million on the night of. And all of those funds contribute to the programs that we actually fund and the programs that we run. And so it's a special night. It's a necessary night. I love that the entire roster is there. I love that our ownership group underwrites the event and they're there to support. Love seeing you guys on the carpet too. It just brings us a lot of joy when we really think about ultimately us all coming together in the name of charity and this great cause on the night of the event. We're only 8 days out, so it's around the corner, but just a really special night. We're really looking forward to Ed Sheeran, but we're also looking forward to DJ Pee Wee, a.k.a. Anderson .Paak, who will be our celebrity DJ this year in the tent and kicking us off on the field as well.
I love it. I love it. Well, Nichol, let people know, how can they get involved if people hear this and they love what you're doing and maybe there's a program in particular that you guys have? Where can people find you, get more information, donate, etc.?
Yeah, we'd love for people to go to Dodgers.com/LADF, find out more about our programming, find out more about our schedule, our calendar, and more. We have a number of fundraising events that folks can get involved in throughout the year. And then also our programming, if you have a child that you want to register in our Dodgers Dream Team program or any of those things. In addition to that, Dodgers.com/Gala is where folks can hear more about the big party for LA in 8 days.
Awesome. Well, Nichol, thank you so much for your time. You mentioned this event coming up right around the corner, so I'm sure there's nothing for you to do. No loose ends that need to be tied up. So we appreciate your time again. That's Nichol Whiteman of the Los Angeles Dodgers Foundation. Thank you so much. Everybody joining us, please check them out online as she just shared. And we appreciate you joining us as always here on Dodger Heads. You can click subscribe, ring the notification bell down below as well. I am Jeff Spiegel. That's Matthew Moreno. Enjoy the rest of your day, folks. As always, go Dodgers.